This clip is brought to you by SaveWithConrad.com.
We ought to mention the June 13th Observer recaps this. Angle came out as the new guy. Triple H welcomes him to the big leagues. Of course, we're referencing Raw here. Angle did a woo off with Flair. Then Triple H said it was gimmick infringement. This was lasting forever and getting nowhere until Angle told Triple H that he used to fool around with Triple H's wife behind her back. Zing, the money line. The crowd buzzed about that one. Triple H then laughed about it and said everyone fooled around with my ex-wife. So next week it's Angle versus Batista as the main event. Michaels then came back and said he had no dance partner for the pay-per-view and challenged Angle. Angle accepted to a lukewarm response. Then Angle, Flair, Triple H, and Michaels all had a sloppy brawl. I almost feel like Meltzer just sort of glossed over the woo off with Flair was hilarious. Tell me about that.
That was a lot of fun. The problem, I didn't want to do it because I couldn't woo anymore. I had 2 neck surgeries, and when they went into my neck, they damaged my voice box a little bit. So I can't do a high pitched voice. The best I could do is this woo. So I'm trying to woo off with Rick and he's smoking me. I'm like, holy shit. Like, this is crazy. Rick is the best wooer in the world. And, but I had so much fun doing it. I mean, Ric Flair is a legend, and that's what he got over with is his woo.
It's pretty crazy when you go back and you think about, that woo off and how legendary it became. Let's just take a little bit of a listen here. I know Meltzer didn't put it over big, but I still think it's fun. Let's take a listen.
Because Kurt Angle is back on Raw, baby. Woo! Woo. Nobody says woo around here except me. Woo! 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 Enough!
I know it's silly, but that's just funny to me.
It is funny. Anytime you're wooing off with Ric Flair, it's hilarious.
And of course, we would see him, do that a few more times in his career, and he did it in TNA with Jay Lethal. But that fun woo off moment, did Brian write that one?
Yes. And I think Rick added some flavor to it. He wanted it to go longer. Rick wanted it to go forever, longer than we did it. But we went as long as we could, and that's when I backed away.
It is a little weird though. It feels like there's a lot of moving parts here. Like, hey, Kurt Angle's here, and let's insert him into everything. Let's have a confrontation with Hunter. Let's have one with Rick. Let's do the little woo off thing. And oh, by the way, then Sean's going to challenge him. And now let's throw Batista in there. It just feels like, man, we're throwing you into the fire feet first.
Oh, the possibilities. They were giving me so many options for my next program. It was like unreal. 5 guys in that ring that had an issue with me. And, I'm supposed to be getting a program with Sean, and it feels like I'm getting one with everybody.
He said he would rather his son grew up to be someone like Angle than someone like him, and that he's a big mark for Angle. And somehow this led to heated feelings, and God knows how that happened. Flair promised to bite Angle's fingers, squeeze his testicles, rip his mouth, and gouge his eyes. Flair saying, I'm going to squeeze your testicles and gouge your eye. This is some over-the-top stuff. Were you having fun with Rick during this?
Oh, yeah. Rick's hilarious. I honestly... He wasn't even supposed to say that stuff. It's just Rick is so spontaneous. Anything that flies out of his mouth, most of it he thought of right at that particular point.
Yeah,
Rick's amazing like that.
Later that night, of course, it's you and Flair. You go 17 minutes and 18 seconds. Meltzer gives it 3.5 stars, and I think this is your first ever match with Ric Flair. Of course, Rick is before your time. When you're wrestling him here, you're 56 years old, or he's 56 years old. And as you and I are recording, you're not 56 now, but he's even older than you are right now when you're having the match. What was your first impression of being in there with Rick here?
I couldn't believe that he kept up, especially Rick at that particular time wasn't wrestling much. He
Right.
wasn't getting in the ring. He wasn't training. He wasn't having matches. So he was a little nervous about blowing up, getting tired in the match. And I assured him that I would slow the match down a little bit if we needed to, but we didn't have to. Rick impressed the hell out of me. I mean, what he was able to do at 56 years old is unreal. You know, Rick could probably still work today. He's crazy like that. And, you know, he's one of those guys that is timeless. He never ages. He's always been able to get back in the ring whenever he wants. And, you know, I'm 52 now, and I'm like, I'm hurting pretty badly. And it amazes me that, you know, Rick's in his 70s now, and he could possibly get in the ring and work better than I can right now.
Please don't give him any ideas. Don't encourage him.
Rick, one more match.
Listen to you. So in this match, though, after saying, I'm going to squeeze your testicles, I'll be damned. He did it. He did a testicle squeeze spot in the match. I'm just curious what this conversation sounds like in the back when a 56-year-old man comes over and says, hey, so Kurt, I'm thinking tonight I'm going to grab you by the nuts. Is that cool? I mean, is that really how it goes?
Well, you know what he said? He said, remember when I said I was going to squeeze your testicles? I said, yes. He goes, we're going to do it tonight. So he probably had that planned all day.
It's unbelievable. It almost feels like, hey, guys, I'm going to get Kurt by the nuts. Watch, I'll show you. And then somehow he does it, and it works.
Literally.
Hey, it's Conrad Thompson. Thanks for checking out the podcast here on YouTube. Be sure to hit the subscribe button and the notifications bell so you get a notice anytime we upload some new content. And go save yourself some money right now. If you're in a 30-year loan or you have credit card debt, it's not a matter of if I can save you money. It's a matter of how much. Find out right now for free at SaveWithConrad.com.